international pressure now by international agencies and organizations and the UN to form conservancies in Canada. These are conservancies that would preserve these forests and preserve them for the benefit they give to breathing greenhouse gas out of the air and other benefits. These are great opportunities for First Nations to be involved in the stewardship of these projects, and there's great opportunities for carbon credits to be generated toward First Nations in these projects. There's just tons of this centered around the Canadian Boreal Forest and around what are called ecosystem services. So that's the opportunity, and I would say it's great. There's some really very good working examples in Canada already. This is a great opportunity to see the development of First Nation carbon projects over the last 4 to 5 years, and I want to thank the sponsors and National Chief Shawn for inviting me to talk. It's very exciting to help explain this information. I would mention that we actually go into villages in small communities in BC, First Nation villages, to explain these concepts of natural capital, ecosystem service, and carbon offsets to the communities themselves. And I think this is another great opportunity to get this knowledge out within the community so people can realize on the importance of this. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Shawn. That was another good overview of what's involved in carbon markets and distinguishing what's regulatory and voluntary. That brings us to an end to this webinar session, and just a few notes or an overview of what we discussed here. I want to thank National Chief Shawn Atleo, who sees this as an important national issue, especially as it concerns the whole carbon market issue, as well as the issue of climate change. Gary Bull from the University of British Columbia, an overview of the whole carbon cycle, and I want to thank you for giving us that overview of what's involved in this whole carbon issue, as well as Shawn Burns for giving us that overview of what's involved in the carbon markets and the opportunities that lie ahead. Our next session will be next week, next Wednesday, and there's a bit of a time change. We will be starting an hour later, I believe, at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 Mountain, 1 Central Standard Time, and 2 Eastern. Our guest speakers will be speaking about the rights of Indigenous people. Grand Chief Edward John from the Tla'azdin Nation, who is also executive for the First Nations Summit in British Columbia, and he's also the North American representative to the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. Will be our first guest speaker. Rob Miller, a lawyer for partner lawyer for Miller Titrelli, will be talking about Indigenous rights as well as the Executive Director for the National Aboriginal Forestry Association, Harry Bombay, will be talking about First Nations and the bioeconomy. I just want to thank all the attendees for coming and attending our webinar and wanting to learn more about this important issue that's emerging, and really for us as Indigenous people, we need more information to make an informed decision, whether it's to be involved with the carbon markets or to talk about the issues that involves carbon markets. There's this notion that I believe Shawn Burns brought up, that some companies are using this to offset their use of fossil fuels, but that brings up a lot of questions, in particular the issue of such industries as hydrocarbons, such as the Alberta oil sands and the extraction of oil. However, I really believe it's up to all Indigenous people throughout Canada to make their own decision. And And for us, the Carriacou County Tribal Council, I really believe what we're trying to do here is to make sure everybody has an informed decision and really be aware of what this carbon market is involved. That being said, I'd like to close off by saying thank you to all our sponsors, and thank you to all the participants and our guest speakers, and thank you to all the attendees. Just a reminder that, once again, that next week, next Monday, we have another session, and there will be 5 more sessions in each Wednesday. Thank you.